Okay, let us now discuss question number 45 and 46 of practice sheet. Question number 45 says a spiral is made up of successive semicircles with centers alternately at A and B. Starting with the center A of radii 0.5 centimeters, then 1 centimeters, then 1.5 centimeters, then 2 centimeters, and so on, as shown in figure. Okay. What is the total length of such a spiral made up of 13 consecutive semicircles? Okay. So try to understand the question. It says that there is a spiral which is made up of semicircles. Okay. How many semicircles? There are successive semicircles, and the semicircles that are drawn from two different centers. One is A and another is B, and alternately from different centers. So what it says is that the question number 45, it says that there are two centers. Let us say this is a straight line, and on this there are two centers. This is A and one more center as B. So what it says is from these two centers semicircles are drawn alternately. Alternately means if I take this A as the center, I have drawn a semicircle like this. Okay. So after I have drawn a semicircle like this with A as a center, now I will take B as the center. Using B, I will draw another semicircle like this. So what you can see is for the smaller semicircle, for this smaller semicircle, A is the center, and for this bigger semicircle, B is the center. Okay. Now after I have drawn this bigger semicircle, now I will take A as the center. I have taken first A as the center, then B as the center. Now I will take A as the center. So A will be my center, and from A I have drawn a semicircle like this. So this is a semicircle, and then after this I will take B again as the center. So from B, taking B as the center, and from this point as the radius, this much length, I will draw another circle, another semicircle like this. Now for this bigger semicircle, I have B as the center. Okay. So what I can see is there are different semicircles. Let us mark them differently. This first semicircle is drawn with A as the center. Okay. Then this second semicircle is drawn with B as the center. Okay. Then this third semicircle is again drawn with A as the center. This third semicircle. Then with B as the center, I have drawn this fourth semicircle. This semicircle is the semicircle which is drawn with B as the center. So can you see the difference between the two, between these four semicircles? The upper circles are drawn with A as the center. Upper semicircles are drawn with A as the center, and lower semicircles are drawn with B as the center. Okay. Or I can see the color of the chalk for drawing B as the semicircle is pink color, and for the semicircles with center as A is the purple color. Okay. So here I need to calculate, and it says one more thing, that the semicircles are drawn starting from point A. So from point A I have drawn the first semicircle, and the radius of this first semicircle is given as 0.5 centimeters. Then the second semicircle is drawn from B as the center, and the radius for the second semicircle is given as 1 centimeter. Okay. Then after this again A as the center, and I have drawn one more semicircle, and like this will be 1.5 centimeters. The length of this, the radius of this semicircle is 1.5. Then for the fourth semicircle, it will be drawn with B as the center, and the radius for this circle is 2 centimeters. Okay, 2 centimeters. So I need to calculate the length of this spiral for 13 semicircles. It means I have drawn 13 semicircles in the same manner, first from A, then from B, first from A, then from B, and till 13 semicircles, and I need to calculate the length of this semicircle, length of this spiral. So what is exactly meant by the length of the spiral? I will say the length of spiral will be equal to length of first semicircle plus length of second semicircle plus length of third semicircle, and so on. Okay, because the length of spiral will be what? Sum of this length plus this length plus this length, then plus this length, and so on. This cycle will continue till 13 semicircles. Okay, so if I ask you what is the length of this semicircle, the length of this semicircle means the circumference of this semicircle. Okay, the length of the boundary. You know what is the circumference of a circle? Circumference of a circle is is equals to 2 pi r. So what is the length of semicircle? Length of semicircle will be half of this, that is pi r. Okay, so what I can write is length of spiral is equals to length of first semicircle is pi r1 plus length of second semicircle is pi r2 plus length of third semicircle is pi r3, and this will continue up to 13th semicircle. Okay, this will continue till 13th semicircle. I can take pi as common. So pi is common, to the bracket it will be r1 plus r2 plus r3 plus r4 plus till the 13th value. Okay, so what are the radii? What are the different radii? The first radii is 0.5, second is 1, third is 1.5. So here I can substitute pi to the bracket 0.5 plus 1 plus 1.5 plus 2 plus and so on for the 13 times, and I need to add these values 13 times. 13, this will continue till 13 numbers, this list. There is a special condition in this list. It is following a pattern, the pattern of arithmetic progression. Here I can see this is the first term and the difference, this is the first term is 0.5 and the common difference is 1 minus 0.5, that is again 0.5, and total 13 terms. So I can write the n is equals to 13. So what I will simply do is, I will simply write pi into sum of 13 terms. Sum of 13 terms, that is S13. So this will be pi to the bracket n by 2, that is 13 by 2, to the bracket 2 times of a, 2 times of 0.5 plus n minus 1, n is 13 minus 1 into d is again 0.5. Okay, so this will give you pi into 13 by 2 to the bracket 0.5 into 2 is 1 plus 12 into 0.5 is 6. So like this. So this will give you 22 upon 7 into 13 into 7 upon 2. So solving this, 7 and 7 will get cancelled, this will be 11. So 11 into 13 will give you 143 centimeters. Okay. So the length of this spiral formed for 13 semicircles is 143 centimeters. Okay. So this is the solution for question number 45. You can see this question is very interesting question. It includes the concept of geometry as well as the concept of arithmetic progression. So this kind of question may come in your exam. This is again a very important question. It may come for a huge weightage. Okay, for example 5 mark question or 6 mark question, because you need to think about this. ये चीज आपको सोचनी पड़ेगी. You can see calculation कोई difficult नहीं था, सिर्फ ये सोच पाना और डायग्राम को समझ पाना ही difficult था. Okay. So this is the solution for 45th. Note this, then we will continue. Okay, now let us solve question number 46 from the practice sheet. Question number 46 says 200 logs are stacked in the following manner: 20 logs in the bottom row, 19 in the next row, 18 in the row next to it, and so on. See the given figure. In how many rows are the 200 logs placed and how many logs are in the top row? So what it says is there are 200 logs and that 200 logs are arranged in a particular pattern. Question number 46. The pattern is that 20 logs are placed in the bottommost row. So these are 20 logs. And the row just above these logs contains 19 logs. Okay. And the row just above this contains 18 logs. The row just above it will contain 17 logs, and so on. Okay, so on. This pattern will continue till the point when all the 200 logs are placed. When all the 200 logs are placed in this pattern will stop. Okay, वहां पर ये पैटर्न स्टॉप हो जाएगा. अब हमें ये नहीं पता कि ये पैटर्न जाके कहाँ पे खत्म होगा. मतलब इस पर्टिकुलर पैटर्न में ऐसा 20 का रो, 19 का रो, 18 का रो, 17 का रो, टिल विच पॉइंट इसमें रोज चलते रहेंगे ऐसा हमें नहीं पता. बट हाँ, वी नो वन थिंग दैट द टोटल नंबर ऑफ लॉग्स, दैट द एडिशन ऑफ ऑल द रोज, okay, addition of 20, 19, 18, 17 and so on will constitute 200. Okay, will definitely constitute 200. So what I can say is, let there are n rows. हम मान लेते हैं कि n rows exist करते हैं. Bottommost row is, let us say, the first row. Let us say I call this as first row, this is second row, this is third row, this is fourth row, and so on. So the first row has 20 logs, second row has 19 logs, third row has 18 logs, and so on till nth row. I do not know how much logs do the nth row contain. I know one more thing, that 20 plus 19 plus 18 and so on till the last row, till the last value. Let us say this is Tn. Number of logs in the last row is Tn. This is equals to 200. This I know very well. What you can see is the number of logs placed in each row is forming an AP, is in an arithmetic progression with the first term as A is equals to 20 and the common difference has 19 minus 20, that is minus 1. So minus 1 is the common difference. And I can see that since there are n number of rows, it means this AP contains n terms. So the sum of n terms of an AP is given as n by 2 to the bracket 2a plus n minus 1 into d. This is the formula. Sum of n terms is total 200 because I have total 200 logs. So I need to place only 200 logs. Okay, is equal to n upon 2. N upon 2. To the bracket, what is 2 into first term? First term is 20 plus n minus 1 into d is minus 1. So this will give you 400 is equals to n to the bracket 40 minus n plus 1. This will give you 400 is equals to n to the bracket 41 minus n. Okay. So when you solve this, this will become 400 is equals to 41n minus n square, and when you substitute, when you shift this 41n minus n square from RHS to LHS, it will become n square minus 41n plus 400 is equals to 0. Okay. So from this I can see I need to split this 41 to get sum or difference as minus 41n and the product as 400. So I will assume this 400, this is 400. If I split this 400 in 10 and 40, so 10 into 40 is 400, but 10 plus 40 or 10 minus 40 is not equal to 41. Okay. I can split this as 20 or 20. So 20 and 20 is 400 plus 20, but 20 plus 20 is not 41. 20 minus 20 is also not 41. Then I can split this 400 as 16 into 25. Okay, you need to think yourself which particular value of this, which particular factors of this 400 will constitute the given, the required term 41n. Okay, so I can see 16 into 25 is 400 and 16 plus 25 is 41. So definitely I can split this 41 as n square minus 25n minus 16n plus 400 is equals to 0. So from this I can take n as common, n minus 25, then minus 16 as common, and n minus, this will be this n minus 25. Okay, this will be equals to 0. So n minus 25 and n minus 16, this will be equals to 0. So what you will get, n is equals to 25 or n is equals to 16. Now n is 25 or n is equals to 16. So what does this mean? We have two different values of n, one is 25 and one is 16. So which value should we take and which value should we reject? This is the main challenge. So just think about it, how we can take, we can use one of the value and we can discard one of the value, or should we take both the values? Let us try to think this. So how we will deduce, should we take n equals to 25 or n is equals to 16? Let us calculate the value of nth term, that is the number of logs in the nth row. If I say n is equals to 16, then the nth row, the logs in the nth row, then number of logs in nth row, number of logs in nth row will be Tn, which is equals to what? Which is equals to a plus n minus 1d. So this is in AP. So n is equals to 16, it means T16 is equals to 20 plus n minus 1 is 16 minus 1 into d is minus 1. So this will give you 20, and this is 16 minus 1 is 15, 15 and this is minus 1. So this is minus 15, that is equals to 5. It means if we have 16 rows, then the number of logs in the topmost row will be 5. Okay, the number of logs in the topmost row will be 5. Now, so for 16 I am getting a value of 5 for the number of logs in the topmost row. If I assume n is equals to 25, then what is T25? What is the number of logs in the 25th row? The number of logs in the 25th row will be a plus 25 minus 1 into d, that is a is 20 plus 25 minus 1 is 24 into d is minus 1. So you will get 20 minus 24, that is equals to minus 4. It means if I have 25 rows in this stack, I will have minus 4 number of logs in the 25th row. So just think about it, can you place minus 4 number of logs? Can the number of logs be in negative value? No. Number of logs has to be a whole number, either 0, 1, 2, 3 or something which is positive and complete number, because number of logs cannot be negative. I cannot place minus 4 number of logs. Okay, I can place 4 logs but not minus 4. So it means that mathematically 16 and 25 both answers are correct. Okay, both answers are correct, but practically if I see the situation, for 16 rows I will have 5 number of 5 logs in the topmost row. For 25 rows I will have minus 4 logs in the topmost row. It means practically this situation is not possible. So according to the question is asking us how many logs are in the top row. So if I want to calculate how many logs are there in the top row, I cannot answer this as minus 4. So number of logs in the top row must be 5, and the number of rows has to be 16 only. This is discarded because practically we cannot place minus 4 number of logs. So for this particular situation I have discarded this solution and I have accepted this one. But mathematically, if this question is not based on logs and it is just a simple mathematical question, not the application of arithmetic progressions, I can use this value as well as this value, both the values are accepted. But for this particular question, this value is rejected. Okay. So this is again a very important question, question number 46, very important question. So this is the solution for 46th question. You can note this first, then we will continue.